The anime begins by introducing a character named Ikusaba Asahi, who suddenly finds himself in a strange and chaotic world. In a small village, 3 large orc brothers cause trouble and harm to the villagers. Unexpectedly, Asahi appears and orders the orcs to leave. Unhappy with Asahi's interference, the orcs try to confront him, but luckily, Asahi's older sister, Ikusaba Maya, steps in and defeats the orcs easily. Now, let's go back to the time before Asahi is transported to this unusual new world. Back then, he was just an ordinary person. One day, while saving a young girl during an accident, he gets seriously injured. Despite his injuries, he feels relieved and happy to see the girl survive. Soon after, things take a strange turn when he suddenly finds himself in a completely different realm. Asahi is amazed and thrilled to discover this new world. As he explores the city, he realizes that it resembles the video games he used to play. Just outside a pawn shop, he couldn't contain his excitement and let out a loud cheer to celebrate his successful rebirth. Nearby people were surprised by his enthusiasm. After that, he went into the pawn shop to trade his cell phone, the one he somehow brought to this new world, for some money. With cash in hand, he decided to get ready for an adventure. He went to the Adventurers Guild and signed up for a mission. After a short wait, a guild employee named Tanya called him. Tanya quickly realized that Asahi was a beginner adventurer, so she gave him a simple mission. However, Asahi was shocked when he found out that his task was to face a dragon called a wyvern. Feeling scared, Asahi quickly evaluated his abilities and realized he had no special powers at all. He was just an ordinary person in this new world, similar to how he was in his previous one. Now confronted with the imminent danger of the wyvern, Asahi found himself in a tough situation. He was overwhelmed with fear and didn't know what to do. Without delay, he contacted his older sister, Maya. To his surprise, Maya appeared in this world and defeated the wyvern with one powerful attack. It turned out that Maya had extraordinary abilities different from Asahi's. He felt grateful to have a supportive older sister like Maya. She hugged him tightly, showing a lot of affection, as if she had missed him greatly. Maya explained to Asahi that in the real world, he had been talking about this idea of the other world, and she believed his spirit was stuck there. Maya, eager to be with Asahi again, was so determined that she accidentally hit her head against the hospital wall. Strangely, she found herself in this different world, just as Asahi called out to her. This discovery surprised Asahi, but deep down, he felt a sense of peace, even though he remained in a coma in the real world. Knowing he was still alive there gave him a bit of hope. Asahi longed to go back to the real world with Maya. The problem was that neither Asahi nor Maya knew how to return to their own world. So they decided to endure and survive in this strange place. Upon returning to the village, Maya wasted no time in decisively defeating the 3 orcs. Initially, Asahi thought it was because of the havoc they caused, but there was a deeper reason. Maya's anger stemmed from the orcs daring to harm her younger brother, Asahi. After the intense confrontation, Maya returned to teasing Asahi as usual. Consequently, the villagers hailed Asahi as the village's hero. Asahi found this confusing since it was Maya who had defeated the orcs. However, Maya brushed it off, saying she didn't mind Asahi receiving recognition for her actions. News of Asahi's bravery spread, reaching even the Adventurers Guild. Tanya, an employee there, decided to honor Asahi with an ogre-level badge. Maya advised Asahi to maintain a tough facade because if his true strength were revealed, there could be consequences. Asahi practically begged Maya to keep a low profile. His curiosity led him to ask about Maya's ability status. However, Maya possessed such immense power that the system couldn't even measure her abilities. Asahi emphasized the importance of keeping Maya's abilities a secret for his own safety, and she agreed. After a while, Asahi went on a mission to defeat some slimes. After he succeeded in defeating one, Maya unleashed a move called Fire Sister, which destroyed all the slimes. Asahi was amazed when he heard the name of Maya's technique. Meanwhile, there was a man named Zeke who led the Ballman's group. He was in bad shape after a confrontation with a woman named Kilmeria. Despite his best efforts, Zeke couldn't put up a decent fight against Kilmeria. On the other hand, Kilmeria felt somewhat bored as she couldn't find anyone capable of truly challenging her. The next day, he decided to visit the guild alone, aiming not to rely on Maya for everything. However, Asahi's rank had increased, leading Tanya to consider giving him missions suitable for his level. Upon hearing this, Asahi declined the offer, expressing his desire to protect the village and requesting an easy mission to complete quickly. This way, he would be available to help the villagers whenever needed. Tanya seemed to understand Asahi's intentions, despite his inability to handle ogre-level missions due to his lack of strength. As a result, Asahi was tasked with collecting rainbow mushrooms in Claudio's forest. However, he got quite a surprise there. There were no other adventurers in sight, only a group of wild bears. Before he knew it, one of the bears charged at him. Filled with terror, Asahi fled from the bear in a panic. In his frantic state, he threw a rainbow mushroom at the bear. But to his surprise, the bear happily ate it as if it were a delicious treat. Just then, a demon king general named Kilmeria appeared, intensifying Asahi's fear. He even mistook Kilmeria for Maya and called her sister. Kilmeria found this amusing and protected Asahi from the bears. Soon, Kilmeria effortlessly defeated all the bears. However, a forest guard named Kaiser Bear emerged and challenged Kilmeria to a fierce battle. Using a technique called Hellfire, Kilmeria reduced Kaiser Bear to a charred remnant. Despite the excitement, Kilmeria remained bored as she couldn't find a worthy opponent. Kilmeria then asked Asahi if he knew an adventurer named Asahi, whom they praised as a hero. Asahi hesitated to respond and chose to flee again, fearing she might be a threat. In his hurry, he dropped his adventurer badge, revealing his true identity to Kilmeria. Kilmeria began chasing Asahi, challenging him to a duel. However, Asahi lacked the strength for a fight, so he ran for his life to escape Kilmeria. Luckily, Maya arrived and assumed Kilmeria meant to harm Asahi. Nevertheless, Kilmeria was greatly annoyed as her battle with Asahi had been interrupted thanks to Maya. A significant event unfolded, leading to a major showdown between these two extremely powerful women. During the clash, Kilmeria realized that the hero's name, Asahi, came from Maya. This discovery angered Maya, causing her to unleash her most deadly techniques. Kilmeria noticed this and understood that she had finally met an opponent who matched her strength, which filled her with excitement. Trying to hit Maya with a move called Hellfire, Kilmeria was met with Maya's countermove, Sister Storm. Ultimately, Maya decisively defeated Kilmeria. Just as Maya seemed ready to deal the final blow to Kilmeria, Asahi intervened and stopped her. Asahi explained that Kilmeria had saved him on 2 occasions, so he couldn't let Maya harm her. After their intense battle, Kilmeria asked about Maya's true identity and discovered that she was Asahi's sister. Seeing the strong bond between Asahi and Maya, Kilmeria decided it was time to leave. On their way back home, Maya pretended to be weak, hoping to get a hug from Asahi. She jokingly said she wanted to absorb his power. Asahi found this funny, but had no choice but to agree. He tried to ask for help from Kilmeria, only to find out she had already left. However, when Maya heard Kilmeria's name, she unexpectedly sneezed. Back at home, Asahi cooked various dishes using mushrooms for dinner, and they ate together. Asahi then suggested that Maya give her techniques cool names like Kilmeria did, but Maya insisted on keeping sister in all her moves. After some time passed, he got into a fight with a goblin and used a stone as a weapon. He threw the stone, causing the goblin to get a bump on its head, which made it angry. The goblin called for its allies to attack Asahi, but luckily, Maya stepped in and used her Fire Sister move, burning all the goblins to ashes. After the incident, Asahi and Maya returned to town and talked on the bridge. Interested in his progress, he decided to check his ability status and was surprised to find out that he could now use the lightning teleportation skill. Maya suggested a plan to help Asahi quickly improve his status by proposing to capture a wyvern for him to fight. However, Asahi refused the idea, considering it to be cheating. Maya then proposed that Asahi attack her, since her level had no bounds, and harming her would automatically increase his status. Despite Maya's suggestion, Asahi refused, unwilling to harm his sister. When Asahi declined, Maya became emotional and hugged him tightly. Asahi felt somewhat uneasy with the intense embrace and tried to use his lightning teleportation move to escape. However, he couldn't execute it because he had depleted his XP points. Therefore, he had no choice but to let Maya hug him. Later, he went to the Adventurers Guild with the hope of joining a party or group. Tanya told him that it was currently difficult to find one but offered some suggestions, including the Ballman's team. Asahi left the guild, hopeful that he might encounter party leaders who would accept him. By chance, he saw a man being harassed by 3 bandits. Disapproving of their cruel behavior, Asahi began throwing stones at them. Enraged, the bandits sought revenge against Asahi for pelting them with stones. Surprisingly, the man they had been bothering turned out to be Zieg, the leader of the Ballman's team. Zieg, unwilling to tolerate the bandits' actions, quickly subdued them until they lost consciousness. Asahi couldn't help but wonder why Zieg seemed to be in such a bad condition. Zieg explained that he had failed a mission, causing chaos in his life. He also mentioned a powerful opponent who had defeated him, and the villagers were mocking him because of it. As a result, Zieg decided to disband his team. He reflected on the challenges of forming a party, highlighting his unusual teammates: a witch who spent money extravagantly on men, an elf girl with a fiery temper, and a masked knight who preferred solitude. Considering the circumstances, he suggested the idea of him and Zieg forming their own party. After a brief discussion, Asahi said goodbye and continued his journey. Some time later, Asahi returned to the Adventurers Guild. To his surprise, Tanya urgently called for him and insisted that he go to City Z immediately, as it was being attacked by Wyvern troops. Despite feeling unprepared, Asahi hesitated, but Tanya urged him onto a horse-drawn carriage. Upon arriving at City Z, a wyvern immediately swooped down and launched an attack. Fortunately, Kilmeria suddenly appeared, coming to Asahi's aid and quickly defeating the wyvern. Shortly after, Maya arrived and used her fire sister move to destroy the remaining wyverns. In the midst of the chaos, Kilmeria asked for a rematch with Maya, but Maya dismissed her casually. Feeling frustrated, Kilmeria resorted to taking Asahi hostage to force Maya into a fight. Thus, Maya and Kilmeria engaged in a rematch, with Maya once again proving her superior strength. During their battle, another wyvern grabbed Asahi again. Seeing this, Maya used her Thunder Sister move to defeat the wyvern and rescue Asahi. With the mission completed, Asahi found himself in Kilmeria's arms. In an attempt to provoke Maya into continuing the fight, Kilmeria made another move to seize Asahi, but he used a lightning teleportation move to escape. This action impressed Kilmeria, indicating Asahi's increasing strength. Kilmeria laughed at the bond between Asahi and Maya before saying goodbye. Maya teased Asahi again, implying that she held great importance to him. Asahi tried to explain himself, but Maya had already hugged him tightly, leaving him with no choice but to accept Maya's affectionate gesture. Later, Tanya mentioned an abandoned house on the outskirts of the city. This house was built by a well-known nobleman named Mr. Midnight, originally meant for his servants. However, Mr. Midnight believed that an evil spirit haunted the place. The scene shifted to Asahi and Maya standing in front of the house. Earlier, Asahi had visited the guild and told Tanya that he had run out of money to pay for accommodation. Now Asahi was in search of a lucrative mission. He mentioned that he and Maya had been living together in the city, so he hoped to find a place of their own. Tanya mentioned that she had the perfect mission for Asahi and Maya, which came from Mr. Midnight, and the reward was the house itself. Tanya cautioned that it wouldn't be an easy task and asked if Asahi was willing to take it on. Without hesitation, Asahi agreed, and Tanya immediately gave him the mission. She explained that Asahi's task this time was to deal with the alleged evil spirit in the house. Although Asahi felt a bit nervous upon hearing this, Tanya believed it would be a simple task for him because of his great strength. He went back to the inn to inform Maya about the mission. Maya didn't take it seriously, dismissing the idea of ghosts existing. However, Asahi reminded her that in this other world, anything was possible. He speculated that perhaps a homeless person was squatting in the empty house, pretending to be a ghost. This prompted Maya to play a prank on him by suddenly appearing from the room and startling him, much to Asahi's chagrin. Putting the prank aside, they went to the empty house. At first, Asahi preferred to tackle the mission during the day, but Maya pointed out that evil spirits typically appeared at night. Furthermore, they wouldn't be able to confront the supposed evil spirit if it didn't manifest. Asahi mentioned that even some respected priests had visited the house but failed to deal with the spirits there. This led Maya to recall Asahi's fear of ghosts when he used to play horror games, especially how he was too scared to go to the bathroom alone. Asahi felt a bit embarrassed when Maya brought up his past fear of ghosts. He tried to play it down, attributing it to his younger self's innocence. However, when lightning flashed, he couldn't help but startle and feel scared. Maya reassured him that it was just lightning, and noted that after knowing him for 15 years, she was aware of his fear of ghosts. Continuing their journey, Asahi walked beside Maya, holding onto her scarf. Suddenly, a dark figure emerged from the shadows, only to reveal itself as a mere cat, much to Asahi's relief. Shortly after, they reached the house. Asahi tried to open the door, but the evil spirit within drained his energy, leaving him weakened. Warning them to leave if they valued their lives, the spirit instilled fear. Nevertheless, Maya, undeterred, attempted to open the door despite feeling the effects of the energy drain. With an overwhelming amount of energy, Maya's resilience forced the spirit to release her. Finally, the door creaked open, revealing a house that Maya found charming. Although it needed a thorough cleaning, the furniture remained in good condition. Maya also expressed excitement at the idea of freely embracing Asahi in the house, unlike at the inn. Asahi cautioned her against such thoughts and asked if she had any fears. Playfully, Maya joked that she feared he might overwhelm her with aggressive hugs, much to Asahi's annoyance, prompting him to ask her to stop making up stories. Maya then recalled their mission and speculated about the whereabouts of the evil spirit, suspecting it was hiding within the house. Suddenly, a chair shifted and struck Asahi. Maya quickly administered a healing potion to him and warned him to stay alert. However, several plates then flew towards Asahi, prompting Maya to use another potion on him. Asahi insisted that he didn't need so many healing potions for minor injuries. He grew frustrated because Maya had bought in excess, depleting their funds. Maya called out to the evil spirit, demanding it to reveal itself. Eventually, the spirit materialized, causing Asahi to embrace Maya out of fear. Despite the attack by the evil spirit, Maya managed to fend it off, vowing to defeat it for endangering Asahi. Realizing Maya's immense strength, Asahi advised her to show restraint during the battle. However, the evil spirit seized the opportunity and took control of Maya's powerful body. Asahi felt panicked but understood that fleeing was not an option. Maya's life was now in danger. Frantically trying to reach Maya, Asahi called out to her, reminding her of their sibling bond. Kilmeria arrived at the house and noticed the unusually serious demeanor of Asahi and Maya, assuming they were having a sibling disagreement. Asahi briefed Kilmeria on the situation, hoping for her help. Kilmeria expressed disgust at the idea of Maya being controlled by a mere evil spirit. She considered slapping Maya to snap her out of it, but Asahi intervened, insisting they couldn't afford a serious fight within the house. Understanding the situation, Kilmeria asked Asahi to release her chest, which he had accidentally grabbed. He apologized, though Kilmeria teased him playfully as a mischievous youth. Watching this interaction, Maya felt a twinge of jealousy. Meanwhile, Kilmeria was somewhat impressed by the evil spirit's resilience against Maya's power. Therefore, she proposed a challenge to the evil spirit, an arm wrestling match. Kilmeria explained to Asahi that winning such a contest could shake the spirit's confidence, potentially enabling Maya to expel it from her body. The two young women began their intense duel, filling the house with their powerful energy. Asahi cautioned them to be careful not to damage the surroundings. Kilmeria was astonished by the immense power Maya possessed, even while being influenced by the evil spirit. Sensing a breakthrough, Kilmeria unleashed her full strength, prompting Maya to do the same. Their combined force sent them both flying, with Kilmeria ultimately defeated. Maya held Asahi close, expressing her determination not to allow the evil spirit to harm her beloved brother. Upon hearing this, Maya pretended to be under the spirit's control and expelled it from her body, then hugged Asahi tightly. Maya insisted that she had never intentionally deceived them. She explained that while she had been under the influence of the evil spirit, Asahi's constant calls had enabled her to maintain some level of control over herself. Asahi urged Maya not to keep secrets from him, as he genuinely cared about her. Maya apologized and hugged Asahi once again. Later, Kilmeria regained consciousness and noticed that Asahi and Maya had left the house. After completing the mission in the old house, Tanya informed Asahi about the discovery of a dungeon in Claudio's forest. She clarified that Asahi needed to explore the dungeon to assess its level of danger, allowing lower-ranked adventurers to enter. Curious about the recent discovery of the dungeon, Asahi asked why it had only been found now. Tanya had explained that some mysterious events had altered the soil structure in the area. There were also rumors of two incredibly powerful fighters clashing in Claudio's forest, which Asahi soon realized were Kilmeria and Maya. In the end, He agreed to undertake the mission of exploring the dungeon. He ventured there by himself, feeling confident in his abilities. Unbeknownst to him, a wolf monster observed his movements, but Maya was nearby, concealed in the bushes, and scared the monster away. Later, Asahi arrived at the entrance of the dungeon. Initially planning to proceed alone, Maya insisted on accompanying him, citing the dangers of going alone. As they entered the dungeon, Maya asked if there could be ghosts inside. While acknowledging the possibility, Asahi assured her that he was no longer afraid of ghosts. However, Maya playfully tried to startle Asahi with a monster skull she found, jokingly asking if she could keep it as a souvenir. Asahi cautioned her, fearing it might be cursed, and urged her to put it down. Curious about the dungeon, Maya asked Asahi to explain further. Asahi described it as a maze filled with traps and treasures. While walking with his hand tracing the wall, Asahi accidentally triggered an arrow trap. Luckily, Maya swiftly intercepted the arrow aimed at him. However, Asahi inadvertently triggered another trap, causing Maya to fall into a spike pit. Thankfully, Maya's remarkable reflexes saved her, as anyone else might have perished in that situation. Continuing forward, Maya suddenly felt a chill. Asahi was about to offer her his jacket when they sensed an approaching presence. Soon they discovered it was a group of skeleton troops. Maya attempted to use her magic against them, but Asahi intervened, fearing that her magic could destabilize the area. Understanding his concern, Maya abandoned her magical attempts. Asahi tried to use his skill in throwing stones, but it proved ineffective. Maya took matters into her own hands and engaged the skeletons in hand-to-hand combat. Asahi couldn't help but admire Maya's strength, even without relying on magic. He felt safe knowing she was there to protect him. Eventually, they arrived at the final chamber of the dungeon, but there was no sign of the boss. Asahi felt relieved as he didn't have to engage in a fight. Shortly after, they came across a group of bear cubs. He speculated they might be the offspring of the bear monster previously defeated by Kilmeria. Ultimately, Asahi concluded it wasn't worth recommending the dungeon for exploration, as it was old and at risk of collapsing. On their way back, his hunger intensified, prompting him to hurry their return home. Upon hearing this, Maya dashed into the forest. Suddenly, Asahi found himself surrounded by several wolf monsters and called out for Maya to wait. Unfortunately, Maya didn't return, leaving Asahi with no choice but to flee for his life. Luckily, he successfully escaped and made it back to the city, feeling completely drained. He had managed to evade the monsters thanks to his upgraded lightning teleportation skill, which now included an escape feature. Soon after, a girl approached Asahi and asked for directions, even suggesting that he accompany her. However, sensing a suspicious aura from the girl, Asahi quickly withdrew, utilizing his escape skill, all the while questioning the girl's true intentions. Initially prepared for a confrontation with the girl, he was surprised when she spoke differently. He soon realized that the girl was none other than Kilmeria. Eventually, Asahi and Kilmeria arrived home. Kilmeria commented that the place looked better, and Asahi mentioned that he and Maya had tidied up the house. Kilmeria shared a prank idea with Asahi, which he found amusing. As they entered the house together, Kilmeria introduced herself as Asahi's girlfriend. Unexpectedly, Maya attacked Kilmeria with a broom, questioning her motives. Asahi intervened, defending Kilmeria and asking Maya not to harm their guest. Kilmeria was surprised that Maya could see through her disguise. As tensions rose between Maya and Kilmeria, he stepped in to defuse the situation. Maya informed Asahi that she had prepared food for him, despite him already having eaten with Kilmeria at a restaurant. Despite feeling full, Asahi found Maya's food enticing. However, Kilmeria used her magic to induce hunger in Asahi again, suggesting they should have Maya's food. Maya, however, stated there was no food for Kilmeria, which upset her. Asahi convinced Maya to allow Kilmeria to join them for dinner and praised Maya's cooking skills. Kilmeria began tasting Maya's dishes and appeared to enjoy them. The next day, a girl named Sophie was with her mother. Sophie's mother told her that one day she would encounter a hero and asked her to assist this hero in saving the world. Sophie agreed, and her mother described the hero as strong, kind, and humble. Over time, Sophie grew up and continued to contemplate what a hero might be like. Sometime later, at the city entrance, Asahi encountered some rude adventurers. Accidentally bumping into Sophie, whom he found adorable, he offered his hand to help her up. Sophie apologized, but Asahi insisted it was his fault for not paying attention. Noticing Asahi's injured hand, Sophie healed it, revealing herself as a healer. She introduced herself, but was called by her party teammate named Black Pearl. They urged Sophie to hurry as they were leaving. Asahi went to follow Sophie, but Maya intervened, wanting to attend to Asahi's arm wound. However, Maya noticed that the wound had magically healed. Asahi explained that a healer named Sophie had healed him. Maya then inquired about the role of a healer, and Asahi explained that a healer's responsibility is to mend the injuries of party team members. Maya likened it to a healing potion, but Asahi emphasized that a healer is more than just a potion or tool. Later, he visited the Adventurers Guild to request a mission. Tanya assigned him a mission to rescue a party team in trouble. She explained that there was a valuable treasure in a dungeon at the mountain's base, attracting many party teams. However, the monsters inside were so formidable that all the teams had to retreat. One team, Black Pearl, was still trapped in the dungeon, and Asahi remembered that Sophie served on that team. Meanwhile, Sophie found herself in a frightening situation as her party members were consumed by plant monsters, and she narrowly escaped becoming their next victim. Thankfully, Asahi arrived just in time to rescue the unconscious Sophie, while Maya quickly handled the plant monster. Back at the guild, Tanya explained an urgent situation. Monsters controlled by the Demon King had attacked Village X in the northwest. She requested Asahi and Maya to defeat the monster army. Upon arrival, they were relieved to discover that the villagers had been evacuated to the forest. Maya prepared to eradicate the monsters, and with her Fire Sister technique, she effortlessly defeated the Demon King's general, causing the remaining monsters to flee in terror. However, a gigantic monster named Broda emerged. Asahi fell under Broda's hypnotic spell, losing his composure and challenging the colossal creature. Unfortunately, Asahi's strength proved inadequate, and even his thrown stones missed Broda. The monster taunted and belittled Asahi, infuriating Maya. She stepped in, intercepted Broda's attack, and swiftly vanquished the colossal creature with a single powerful strike. Meanwhile, Asahi found himself in tears out of frustration because he couldn't protect Maya as he wished. He made a promise to himself to grow stronger so he could take better care of her in the future. After completing their mission, they made their way home together. The following day, Asahi approached Tanya once again, requesting another mission. Tanya assigned him the task of dismantling a criminal organization that was manipulating the adventurer system. She explained that two criminal groups were illegally selling adventurer rank badges, and Asahi was assigned to deal with the Dark Crisis clan, as another adventurer was handling the Overdose clan. Before long, Asahi, Maya, and Kilmeria embarked on their journey to the headquarters of Dark Crisis. Along the way, they encountered a few monsters, but the auras emanating from Maya and Kilmeria were enough to frighten them away. Soon they reached the Dark Crisis headquarters, where Maya and Kilmeria swiftly defeated all the clan members, leaving only their leader, Laubert. As Maya and Kilmeria prepared to confront Laubert, Sophie arrived with a group of enthusiastic residents eager to witness Asahi's combat skills. She explained that the townsfolk were excited to see Asahi in action. Reluctantly, Maya and Kilmeria agreed to let Asahi face Laubert to maintain his reputation as a hero. However, Maya secretly used her powers from a distance to destroy Laubert's sword. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Asahi delivered a decisive blow to Laubert, ultimately defeating him. The cheers of the residents echoed through the air as they witnessed Asahi's heroic deed. Meanwhile, the mission to dismantle the Overdose criminal clan was underway, led by a girl named Gloria and her maid, Kuon. Surprisingly, Kuon managed to defeat the Overdose members with a single strike. Shortly after, their leader, Bugler, emerged. Bugler attempted to attack Kuon, but Gloria bravely intervened, blocking his strike. With one powerful blow, Gloria defeated Bugler. She became intrigued by the hero who had successfully eliminated the Dark Crisis clan, and Kuon informed her that it was Asahi. This excited Gloria, as Asahi's growth as a hero had surpassed her own. As the villagers celebrated Asahi for what they thought was his heroic act of saving the village, unaware of Maya's assistance, he was called upon to defend against an orc attack just as he was about to enjoy a meal. Asahi had to face the orcs alone, courageously drawing his sword to confront them. However, Asahi found himself overwhelmed by the orc's strength, being thrown against a tree in his distress. Just when things appeared dire, Kuon suddenly appeared and saved the villagers from an incoming bat monster. Gloria also joined the fray, directly confronting the orc monster. Their swords clashed, but Gloria's superior skill and agility led to the defeat of the orc monster. With peace restored to the village, Gloria encountered Asahi and noticed his somewhat inexperienced fighting style. She began to question whether he truly deserved his rank as an ogre-ranked adventurer and wondered if he had obtained it dishonestly. Upon hearing Gloria's doubts, a young girl defended Asahi's honor by throwing a stone at Gloria. However, Gloria believed that Asahi had misled the girl, prompting her to challenge Asahi to a duel. Asahi couldn't refuse, and they both prepared to fight with their swords. However, before they could begin, Kuon sensed an impending attack. Suddenly, the ground split in front of Asahi and Gloria, revealing the immense power of the attack. Amidst the chaos, Asahi accidentally caught a glimpse of Gloria's underwear, which angered and embarrassed her. In her frustration, Gloria proposed a fair duel with Asahi in the arena. Asahi felt frustrated being forced into a fight against Gloria, knowing she was much stronger. Seeing Asahi's despondency, Maya tried to lift his spirits, helping him regain his confidence. Long story short, the intense battle between Asahi and Gloria began. Asahi focused on evading Gloria's attacks while strategizing how to defeat her using his newly acquired light magic. Meanwhile, Kuon's actions upset Kilmeria, but Maya stepped in to ease tensions and reassure Kilmeria about Asahi's capabilities. Asahi seized the moment to employ his light magic as Gloria prepared to strike. He directed blinding rays of light at Gloria, causing her to kneel with closed eyes and securing his victory without physically harming her. Gloria questioned why Asahi hadn't used his sword, and he explained that he didn't want to fight a woman, leaving Gloria blushing as she quickly left the arena. Later, Asahi and Maya embarked on a daily quest to find a rare flower in the forest. During their journey, Sophie unexpectedly joined them, expressing her desire to accompany Asahi. Despite initial reservations, Asahi and Maya agreed to let Sophie join. When they reached a fork in the path, Sophie suggested splitting into teams, hoping to partner with Asahi. However, Asahi declined, fearing Sophie might be disappointed if she discovered his strength didn't meet her expectations. While wandering through the forest alone, he encountered two hostile goblins prepared to attack him. Luckily, Kilmeria intervened, using her magic to defeat the goblins and rescue Asahi. Grateful and relieved, Asahi rejoined Kilmeria, Maya, and Sophie at the edge of the forest. Maya and Sophie had successfully located the sought-after flower, and Asahi introduced Kilmeria to Sophie. The following day, Kuon assisted Gloria in moving to her new villa. Determined to live independently despite her parents' objections, Gloria expressed her fondness for Asahi and her desire to find a way to be closer to him. Kuon proposed forming a party team with Asahi, an idea Gloria enthusiastically embraced. Tanya, intrigued by the idea, decided to join the team along with Sophie, who had chosen to follow Asahi. They established their headquarters at Gloria's villa. However, disaster struck when Asahi was accidentally petrified by a basilisk lizard monster's magical attack. Despite being turned to stone, he remained conscious and could still perceive his surroundings. The girls made frantic efforts to find a cure for Asahi's petrification, but their attempts proved futile. Exhausted, Maya suggested they all take a relaxing shower together, with the plan to clean Asahi during the bath. Eventually, they found themselves in a warm tub together. Believing Asahi couldn't see or hear them, they undressed, making Asahi feel uneasy. Later, Kilmeria returned home drunk and intervened upon seeing Maya about to kiss the stone-encased Asahi. She clarified that kissing him wouldn't break the magic's hold and that Asahi could still perceive his surroundings. Maya was shocked and embarrassed, realizing Asahi had been aware of her nudity. Asahi eventually returned to normal and received a mission to defeat a troublesome shark monster at the beach. Maya's mood darkened when the other girls decided to accompany them. Kuon had two pieces of news to share. First, they had encountered a shark monster army on their way, but had defeated them easily. Excited about the upcoming beach outing, everyone looked forward to enjoying some leisure time together. Asahi welcomed the idea of relaxation, although he suspected Kuon had planned everything in advance, including providing swimsuits for everyone. Donning their swimsuits, they eagerly participated in beach activities. Asahi couldn't help but notice how stunning the girls looked, especially Kilmeria, who stood out. They competed in various beach games, with Maya emerging as the ultimate winner, earning the right to ask Asahi for a favor. Maya was determined to prevent the other girls from getting too close to Asahi. However, while Asahi was applying sunscreen to Maya's back, a group of shark monsters suddenly attacked. Although they managed to defeat the sharks easily, Maya was almost attacked by a red shark. Fortunately, Asahi intervened, but they both ended up caught in a whirlpool caused by Gloria's power. Upon seeing this, Maya quickly followed Asahi and guided him to a secluded beach. She explained that they had been swept away by the current, leaving them stranded on the island. Before nightfall, he set up a shelter for them while they searched for freshwater sources and attempted to catch fish and birds for food. Later, they enjoyed a quiet dinner together in their makeshift home. Asahi and Maya admired the peaceful sunset, but their tranquility was short-lived as the Shark King, whom they had previously defeated, returned. Not only the Shark King, but also the 10 monster shark generals they had defeated reappeared. Surprisingly, all the girls arrived on the island to rescue Asahi. The Shark King ordered the 10 generals to combine their powers and transform into a robotic shark. Growing impatient, Maya decided to face them alone and swiftly defeated the robotic shark with a single powerful strike. Later, Asahi, Maya, and Kilmeria attempted to return home, but their journey was impeded by heavy rain. Seizing the opportunity, Maya and Kilmeria tried to kiss Asahi, but he skillfully avoided their advances using his escape skill. The next day the weather cleared, but the city suddenly found itself under attack by a horde of slimes. Asahi narrowly avoided an encounter with one of these slimy creatures outside his house by utilizing his escape skill. Amidst the chaos, the city's residents, including Tanya, were under siege by the slimes and other monsters. Tanya narrowly escaped an attack by a bat monster, thanks to the timely intervention of fellow adventurers. During the commotion, Asahi encountered Tanya's brother Roy, and they were ambushed by a slime. Fortunately, other adventurers, including Zieg and the Ballman's party team, came to their aid. Despite their efforts, the slime continued to spread, engulfing the entire city. Asahi took the lead in evacuating the residents, with Sophie providing medical aid to the injured. As the situation worsened, Maya and Kilmeria identified the culprit behind the chaos. Meanwhile, Asahi and Tanya hurried to find the core of the slime. Suddenly, Gloria and Kuon arrived to lend their aid. Asahi assigned Kuon, known for her speed and a Hawkeye skill, to locate the slime's core. Quickly, Kuon successfully pinpointed its location. At the same time, they detected a strong aura coming from a tower, where Maya and Kilmeria had cornered the mastermind, Guraligura. Guraligura, a demon like Kilmeria, tried to provoke Kilmeria by hinting at betrayal. However, Maya's calm response angered Guraligura, leading to a fierce magical attack on Maya. To Guraligura's astonishment, Maya emerged unharmed from the attack, and with Kilmeria's help, they swiftly defeated Guraligura, stripping her of her powers. Asahi and the others encountered a challenge in capturing the elusive slime core. It kept evading their attempts to catch it, proving to be quite agile. Asahi came up with a plan and requested Gloria's help to catapult him into the air using her sword. However, the throw fell short, failing to reach the slime core. Fortunately, luck favored Asahi, as the core began to descend due to its inability to stay aloft. Seizing the moment, Asahi prepared to throw a stone at the core. Despite its unpredictable movements, Asahi's throw hit the mark, shattering the core. Asahi fell from the air, but Maya was there to catch him, leaving him feeling incredibly thankful that everything had ended without any major issues. So the moral of the story is, when dealing with slime invasions and epic battles, always carry a trusty stone in your pocket, because you never know when it might save the day and maybe even land you in the arms of your hero.